Praise the Lord, YouTube. Welcome back for another edition of Sunday Devotion. The title of this Sunday Devotion is titled, Visiting a New Church. Or church visitor, if you will. So, circa April, Easter Sunday, 2017. This is recent, people. And I have been invited to visit my mom's church. You know, me and my mom, we went to a huge church down in Biloxi. And when my family separated or what have you, that's another story. She decided that she's going to go join her church where she teaches the Sunday school. And we had actually surprised my mother and went down to Biloxi's for Easter Sunday with my nephew. She didn't know we were coming. So she invited us to church on Easter, and we get there, and child, it's all of 2 people in this Sunday school class. I said, oh my God. But my mama, she kept going because she is an onward Christian soldier, people. So she kept on. She taught a class, and us and 3 other people had us a good time. Me, my husband, and a deacon. And we're going to call him Deacon Willie because it's important. Oh, and Sister Van. Sister Van was there. So it was 4 of us plus my mom. So we had a good time, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why was this Sunday school so destitute, so empty. But anyway, so we had met the pastor and his wife, and they're really nice people. But as you've been watching my videos, you know a pastor and his wife they are a dangerous duo. So, fast forward. We done went back to where we stay, you know, had a good time in Biloxi. And I get a call for my good Judy. And I'm going to leave out the names to protect the guilty. My good Judy. He goes, your mother has something to tell you. And I just want you to be prepared. I said, well, what happened? Well, you remember Deacon Willie? I was like, yeah. Well, it came out that he's having an affair. I said, get out of town, not Deacon Willie. He's like, yeah. I said, well, why did he do that? He said, well, his wife and he were separated. And he's been dating this lady for about a year. And the wife got mad and went and told him. I said, well, does he and the wife live together? He says, no. So they're separated. Yeah. So I said, oh, I got to get to the bottom of this. Because, you know, I had 9,001 questions. And I don't even go to this church. You keep that in the back of your mind. I don't even go to this church. I went to the church one time, twice by the end of the story. So I said, well, what happened here? And why does the wife is so mad at him and going to the pastor? And why is the pastor telling everybody the deacon's business? And so on and so on. And he couldn't tell me. So I went to the horse's mouth. I was my mom. Because if anything, she going to have the tea on what's going on. I went to my mom. I said, Mom, I had to be slick about it because I didn't want to give up my source. How is church going? What's going on? She said, they all right, but let me tell you what happened. I said, what happened? Deacon Willie, they done set up there and set him down from being a deacon. Now, you know he the only deacon, and they said that he having an affair on his wife, but he been separated from his wife for a whole year. She gets mad because the church ain't set him down and they ain't taking care of her. And visited her, and she done went to the pastor to tell him that she's upset with the church. That's why she don't come no more. So they set him down. I said, Mama, let me get this straight. Isn't he the only deacon? Yeah. I said, well, how you gonna sit down your only deacon? Who's gonna do communion? She said they got the ushers out there doing the communion. Now, if anyone's ever been to a black church, they know the deacons do the communion with them white gloves. Everybody knows that. And they got the women. Oh, you know it must be desperate times. They got women doing something other than cooking and praying and teaching the children. You know it's desperate times when they got them doing something sacred as the communion. I said, Lord, have mercy. So fast forward another month. So that's May, June. We're in June now. My good Judy called me again. Oh, Sister Moffitt. I said, yes, sir. Well, you know, we got some devastating news. I said, what's going on? Well, someone done reported back to an elder of a church that they done saw your mama on a casino drinking beer. I said, shut your mouth. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, and this is between me and you. Half of that's true. I'm gonna let y'all determine what half it is, but half of that's true. I said, so who was on the boat drinking and gambling with her to see her gamble on the boat so they can go back and report it? I don't know. And then that's the thing about my good Judy. He got the tea. He just ain't got all the tea. Like he got the tea, but he ain't got the hot water with the sugar and the honey, you know, a little bit of lemon. He ain't got all that. So I gotta go again to the source. Hey, Mama, you know how you doing? How's Sunday school going? Oh, it's going good, but let me tell you what happened. I said, what's going on? Child, I'm done with them folks over there. You know they had the audacity to call me on my phone and tell me someone saw me at the boat drinking a beer. I said, no, they didn't. I said, how they know that? Nah, that's what she said. Nah, not telling me that. They had to be doing the same thing I was doing for me to see all that. Them folks, I ain't thinking about them folks. If only they knew the boat was paying all their bills up in there. I hollered. I said, she said, I go to the boat and I take my 10% out of what I win and I give it to the church. And I bet they don't say nothing about that. I said, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. I said, and again, y'all, I don't even go to, I've been to this church one time. And as you see, as I'm giving you these examples of what's going on, you can see why there were only probably 4 people in the Sunday school. So fast forward, we're in July now this year. I go home for my brother's birthday party. And my brother's actually getting married. Congratulations, shout out to my brother and his wife, his beautiful bride. And she wants to have her wedding at the church. And I'll give you a little bit of backstory. My brother used to go to church and he still cuts the grass for them, but he doesn't go to their church faithfully anymore because he's on this woke movement. He's been reading Dr. Umar and Pan-Africanism, and he's seen what I've been seeing for a while, how the church is an operation and a business, and it's a control unit to keep you controlled, to support the ambitions and endeavors of the pastor and his wife. But that's another video. So I'm in the car. I'm going with my future sister-in-law, her brother, and one of the good Judys of the church, little did I know. And we're going to go try on wedding dresses. And I'm like, where are you going to have your wedding? She's like, I want to have it at the church. And I was like, I said, why do you want to do that? She said, because I want to have a traditional wedding. And I understand that. I didn't have a traditional wedding. I went to the Justice of Peace. I'm really not regretting that, but I don't know if when I do have my ceremony, it's not going to be at a church, and here's why. So she goes, well, I need to call the pastor and see how much they're going to charge me. Charge me to the charge with the building fund. Charge me to have, charge with the love offering, charge me to rent the building. And I already told her, I said, he gonna say it depends, watch. So the good Judy from the church is in there, she said, oh, I'm a text pastor. And you see what he said. I said, he gonna say it depends, it's gonna be a problem. But, you know, they don't listen to me. So she text pastor, hey, so-and-so and so-and-so are getting married. No. She didn't say that. Her first text was, how much would it be to rent out the church for a wedding? And I said, here we go. He sent back a text. Who is for? Have they had wedding counseling? Am I doing the wedding? And when is it? She sent back, it's for my brother and my future sister-in-law. They don't need counseling, and you're not doing the wedding, and it's going to be in November sometime. So surely we should have got a quote back. We got a phone call. And I said, ooh, put it on speaker. You know I'm messing. Ooh, put it on speaker. So they put it on speaker and she's like, hey, pastor, how you doing? He's like, no, what's going on? Now, when you hear that, they know exactly what's going on. They just want to get clarity before they throw out this shade that's getting ready to happen. Now, what's going on, sister so-and-so? Well, you know so-and-so and they want to get married, and we just want to see how much it would be to rent the building. Where's my brother? He goes, I'm going to call him Howard. Where's Howard? Howard's not here. Let me talk to Howard. We'll put him on the phone. Howard's not here. Again, it was just me, my sister-in-law, her friend, and her brother. Well, I want to talk to Howard, and I want to see why they didn't go to the other church. Let's just call it the missionary church. Why they didn't reach out to missionary church first. If y'all follow me. Why they didn't call this other church first before they called me. And it was a dead silence in the car. And I'm thinking, what they got to do with them renting out their church? And it was a silence, and she was like, oh, and he was like, oh, yeah, make sure you ask them why they didn't ask the other church first. So they go on this tangent about how much it's going to cost. No, not even how much it's going to cost. That he needs to talk to my brother first, and so on and so on and so on and so forth, and we'll get back to them, and he'll get back to us. So we still don't have a price quote, and he wants to know why they didn't contact another church. So my first question was, well, sister-in-law, why he want to know what church? Y'all didn't ask the other church to do the ceremony. And she goes, well, 7 years ago, he fell out with the missionary church. And it wasn't a bad separation. It was more so that he wanted to go get his own church, and they didn't want him to go, so he broke away from them. I said, well, sister-in-law, what they got to do with you? I don't know. I haven't been to the missionary church in 8 years. I said, so I don't understand what's going on. Why would he bring that up into this discussion? And more importantly, how much does it cost to rent his church out for a wedding? No answer. Child, so we pick her wedding dress. That happened, by the way. That happens. That man sat on that phone and said, why they didn't ask the other church? Being messy. The church he done fell out with, that ain't got nothing to do with them. So, child, we go to church that next Sunday. I can't wait. I done went home to my mom. I talked to your pastor today. I done went home and I said, Mom, we going to church Sunday? I said, oh, yeah. We get there. Matter of fact, my mom wasn't even supposed to teach that Sunday. She was, she found this her first Sunday back because, after that whole debacle with them seeing her on the boat and everything, she had sat down. She had went to Bedside Baptist for a good 2 Sundays, so she hadn't been there. But she decided to go back, and she had this other girl teach. The other girl, just so happened when we were there, had her car broke down, so she wasn't able to teach. So my mom ended up teaching. We get there. Sunday school started at 9:30. We got there at 9:40. Ain't nobody in Sunday school. And you see why now. So, I'm trying to lift up spirits. I start singing Trouble in My Way. Do y'all know my mama was like, we ain't singing it here. Shut it down. And I don't even go to this church. This is my second time. I know all this mess, and I don't even go to the church. I've been to that church twice for Sunday school. I haven't been to a service yet. What do y'all think about that? Put it down in the comments. That is your Sunday devotion. And I'm Miss Moffitt, sitting on topics, ready to spill the tea, tell all the gossip. See you next time.